Would you like to know the difference between the internet that you access every day, the deep web, and the dark web? Well, if so, then this video is for you. Welcome to the PI Guide, tips, tricks, and advice for professional private investigators just like you. My name is John Morris. I am a licensed professional private investigator in Colorado. One of the many services that my company offers is OSINT Investigations. That is OSINT Investigations, and it stands for Open Source Intelligence Investigations. There are many varying levels of OSINT investigations, just like there are varying levels of most types of investigations. I am not going to go into great detail today as to how to conduct an OSINT investigation, but if you would like me to cover that topic in a future video, let me know in the comments down below. And hey, while you're there, go ahead, hit that thumbs up and hit that subscribe button to show your support for the PI Guide channel. Today we will look at the foundation of OSINT, the internet. Without the internet, well, there wouldn't be any open source information gathering, which is essentially what OSINT really is. First, let's take a look at the internet as we know it in our everyday life. We get on our computers, we go to our favorite search engines, be it Google, Bing, DuckDuckGo, which by the way is my favorite search engine, or wherever, and we search for whatever interests us at that moment. Those searches give us results that are found on the internet. Now, those results are not found right when we conduct that search. The technology behind all of that lays in the search engine's database. I don't want to get so technical that I bore you to death, but it is good to know the basics of how things work. The search engine sends out what we refer to as bots all day, every day, scouring the World Wide Web all the time looking for information, but not just information. They look for files such as PDFs, Word documents, spreadsheets, you name it, they look for it all. Now those bots, which are actually little programs running on the search engines, grab all of this data, almost every word, sentence, and paragraph, plus file names and contents of those files sometimes. And they store all of this information into a huge database. That database is where the search engine goes when you hit the enter button on your search to find relative information regarding what you are searching for. And this database is huge. It is estimated that there are nearly 2 billion with a B billion websites on the internet right now. That number is staggering to be sure. Okay, let's take a graphical look at the internet as we know it today. I like to look at the internet like a giant mountain. We will use Mount Fuji in our example today. Everything is stuck inside this giant, ever-growing conglomeration we affectionately call the World Wide Web or the internet. Everything from every search engine and website you go to is in that conglomeration. This includes Google, Bing, DuckDuckGo, my favorite search engine. Did I mention that? As well, every website that you go to. That includes Facebook, YouTube, Amazon, and everything else. If your company has a website, it is in there. If your competitor has a website, it is in there. If the subject of your investigation has information on the internet, it is out there and it is available for you to find. Now, when we search our favorite search engines, it looks at information that is derived from the internet as we know it. But what about the deep web and the dark web? Where is that information stored? Before we dive into that, really quick, go down, hit that thumbs up, and hit that subscribe button. That really helps the channel out a lot. Let's go back to our graphic representation of the internet. We see Mount Fuji there, and we see everything above the baseline of the mountain represents the internet as we know it. The deep web, as well as the dark web, can essentially be looked at as layers of internet that are below the regular World Wide Web. Now, one thing in common about the deep web and the dark web is that they do not get indexed by the search engines. This is due to several factors. One reason that some things on the regular internet do not get indexed in those databases is because the website owner has flagged certain information and files in the robot.txt file to not be indexed. Now, this keeps honest search engines honest, but it does little for the not so honest ones, but that's a topic for another day. The search engines also cannot access pages that are password protected. So if you have a page on your website that has a login page on it, the bot cannot get past the login, thus it cannot index any of those pages. This holds true for directories that are password protected, so the bots cannot look at any of those files in that directory and files that are password protected as well. So all of the information search engines gather is in the mountain above the baseline. Now all of that other information is below the baseline in what we call the deep web. So if a website that has a directory that is forbidden by robots.txt to be looked at, chances are that most, keyword most, search engines will not have access to that directory or any files or directories inside of that directory. These directories and files are in the deep web. Can you access deep web files? Great question. Before we discuss this, I know, I ask this a lot, but it really does help the PI Guide channel out a lot. Go down, hit that thumbs up for me, hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed to show your support for the PI Guide channel. First, let me throw out a quick disclaimer. When you are looking in the deep web, you are looking for things which people do not want others to find. You may come across things you never wanted to see or never wanted to find. Be very careful and mindful of this as you venture into unknown areas of a domain. The simple answer to the question, can I access deep web files, is yes. The complicated answer to the question, can I access deep web files, is, well, it's complicated, folks. If it is a password protected directory, no, you cannot legally access it. If it is a password protected file, no, you cannot legally access it. And if it is a password protected database, no, you cannot legally access it. You can access some hidden directories and files if, keyword here is if, you know what their names are or where they are located. So if you're looking for hidden files on abccba.com, which is not a real website, you could try the tedious and manual way of locating things. You might try going to www.abccba.com/employees or /payroll or /hidden files or whatever you think they might have used for a file name or a directory name. But what if you don't know where to look? This is where it can get a bit tricky, folks. One quick way to look at a website is to see what they have listed in their sitemap. Go to the website. You can use mine for an example, www.fcoinvestigations.com/sitemap.xml. This brings up a list of some, not all, but some of the directories on the website. Webmasters use this tool to tell the search engine bots where to look, how often to look, and what the priority of each of those pages or directories is. Another great way to find some directories to start snooping around in is to just search for them. If I search for fcoinvestigations.com, inside of quotation marks, and the search engine will bring up all of the pages and directories the search engine has listed for that site, as well as any other sites that have that website listed. Now, these methods will help you find directories and files that are basically in the open source or listed in search engines and would generally be considered public in nature. Other methods, which I will not go into detail today, such as utilizing brute force tools, port scanning, etc., would be considered illegal. So even if you found anything there, it would not be admissible in court as it is obtained illegally. Okay. Back on track, John. Let's now explore the difference between the deep web and the dark web. Really quick, go down, hit that thumbs up and that subscribe button to show your support for the PI Guide channel. Going back to our graphic, we see the dark web below the deep web. The dark web, folks, is a dark place to be sure. There is not a lot of good to be found there. There are various versions of the dark web as well, which most people don't know about. The most popular is Tor, or the Onion Router dark web. This utilizes an anonymous proxy network and data is routed through relays. It is quite complicated in how it works. Then there's I2P, which is an anonymous peer-to-peer network running garlic routing and utilizes unidirectional tunnels to move data. I2P is mostly used for file and information sharing. Freenet is another dark web which utilizes the user's bandwidth to share files and information, generally all for illegal purposes. Folks, my biggest advice when it comes to the dark web is just don't go there. I'm not going to go into detail of how to get there. It is dangerous and it is ugly to be sure. If you think you're going there in the most secure method possible, you're probably still leaving yourself wide open to be attacked by hackers. The dark web is the home of the worst of the worst. Everything illegal you can imagine is there, hiding and waiting for the unsuspecting. Many hackers use the dark web to lure people in just to gain access to their computers, systems, and information. No virus protection protects you in the dark web. No firewall protects you in the dark web. No VPN protects you in the dark web. Just stay away, folks. If you really think there is info to be found on the dark web, then go to a vetted expert investigator that specializes in dark web intelligence gathering and hire them. And no, I am not the go-to guy for that. The dark web is not indexed by any means. The way it is developed, it is not really able to be indexed. The closest thing it gets to indexing are sites which call themselves Wikipedias or directories, but they are really just someone's collection of sites that they want you to go to. Hey folks, here are 2 more videos that I made just for you. Thank you for supporting the PI Guide channel. Tips, tricks, and advice for professional private investigators. Now go down really quick. Hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. That really helps the channel out a lot. And remember folks, stay safe out there.